Okay, so this time we're going to have a look at master method of grading, doing it manually, and we'll work with the same block, the same amounts. We're just using a different method to do it. So you can see here I've got my pattern traced out, my base size 10. Again, I've got my y-axis in the vertical, my horizontal x-axis, and at each point where I'm going to grade I've also drawn in my x and y axis. So each of the points of the darts, the corner here, here, on the corner, and also on the corner there. I'm going to use a little transparent grid, which is again marked out in 3mm. So that will be my measuring guide. So my first coordinates here are -6 and 0. So I'm going to measure up -6 and put a mark. The next coordinates here are -6 and 3. So up -6, out 3. Right there on the corner I'm putting a mark. Again, on the other side, it's the same. Now these x and y coordinates that I've marked on are measured from the original x and y coordinates. So in other words, I've squared up from here to get them going through my waist that way, and I've squared out from here to get them going through that way. So let me just check that one. That one's up and out there. This one's -6 and 6, so I'm moving it to that corner. -6 and 6, moving it to that corner. -6 and 12.5, so -6 up there, 12.5 is just a smidgen over the line, so there, so that's 3, 6, 9, 12, and just a little bit more. Here it's 0 on the x, yep, so it's 0 and 12.5. At this corner down here, it's 3 and 12.5. And at this point here, it's 3 and 0. So there. Oh, and I've forgotten to do this one again. Got it on the last one too. So that's -6 and 6. Okay, so that's all of my points marked on. I can use my block to now trace around and connect those points, or a ruler. In this case I might use my little ruler. So from here to here, not quite long enough there, so I'll use this card. Get the same shape that I had originally at the waist. I've already got my point there. This one. Lining up my notch points. Making sure I've got an equal amount at the centre front. And again, I'm blending these wherever the two sections get connected. So that one there is my corner. I'm making sure that I've got an equal amount all the way through here. And blending back. Okay. Notches. Do it a little different this time. I'm going to draw my dart in first before I go on to the next size. Size 12, size 10, and now we'll do the size 8. So for size 8 is the opposite value, so -6 becomes +6, -3 becomes, +3 becomes -3. So there. This one's -6 and -6. +6 and -6. So +6 and -6 for each point of that. And then from here we've got 12.5 and 6, so +6 and -12.5. -12.5. And here we've got -12.5 and 3 shorter. So right there. And just 3 shorter at the centre front. Connecting them through. Did do those drill holes, just checking all the time. So I'm aligning my notches up with the little points that I've drawn in. A little bit more. So you can start seeing some patterns evolving while you're doing this grading. And the patterns consist of, the alignment of the points basically. So if I draw a line between each of my notches here, I'll find that they're all on that angled line. Then between the smallest and the largest one here, they're all intersecting. The same thing with the points. Between the smallest and the largest, each of those points of the dart should be intersecting this diagonal line. If you've done it correctly, there shouldn't be anything that's out of alignment. So there to there. You can see each of my points is lining up with that diagonal, and even at the corner here. So this is a good little way of checking your own work, drawing a diagonal line from the smallest size to the largest size, and every size in between should intersect that line that you've drawn. So that is the master grading method using manual process.